as we mentioned, the subject of the shiur is Bikur Holim. Most of you hear about the idea of Bikur Holim. The idea, everyone here. Bikur Holim is visiting a sick. Anyone have any idea where was the first Bikur Holim that we heard about? Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu. Okay? Avraham Avinu. But before we start, I would like to touch something very important. Hazal tell us that mitzvat Bikur Holim, it's a separate mitzvah than Gmilut Hasadim. We all know that there is a mitzvah in the Torah that we obligate to do kindness, nachon? But over and above that, mitzvat Bikur Holim that included that mitzvah is a separate mitzvah to it. Okay, the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat in Daf Kuf Kaf Zayin, that's mean 127, folio 1, Amud Aleph. The Gemara tells us something very interesting. Hazal tell us that the mitzvah of Bikur Holim, it's one of the 6 mitzvot that a person, ochol miportehem ba'olam hazeh, ve'akeren kayemet lahem la'olam haba. I'm going to translate it to English. That the mitzvah of Bikur Holim, it's one of the 6 mitzvot that a man get benefit from them in the world to come. But not only in the world to come, okay? Nothing, in this world, but nothing get deduct from that benefit for the world to come. That means that the person that go and visiting a sick get a reward for it. The reward that he get in this world, it have nothing to do with the reward that he'll get for that mitzvah in the world to come. That means that all the reward that he get here in this world, nothing get deduct on the world to come. The source to it, we say in Sefer Bereshit. Which parsha? Parashat Vayera. Okay? In chapter 18, verse 1. What does it say there? The Torah tells us, Vayera elav be'elonei mamre. The Torah tells us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu appeared to him. Rashi HaKadosh said that he explained that he appeared to Avraham Avinu on the 3rd day of his sickness. That's me. That Avraham Avinu, when he was sick, HaKadosh Baruch Hu come and visit him. Okay, so from here we learn that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu come and visit a sick, how much so we obligated to go and visit a person that is sick. You follow? Now, we have to understand something very important. You remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu come and ask and visit Avraham Avinu. He didn't cure him. You remember? What did Avraham Avinu later on, while he was speaking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for forgiveness? He stood up and he ran towards the 3 men that he saw. Later on, Hazal explained to us that that was an angel. Why? Because one of those angels was to cure Avraham. You remember? So why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu come and visit Avraham Avinu? Hazal asked, and he can cure him and finish. Why did he have to send a special angel to cure him? You know why, Rabotai? I saw a commentary from Rav Mordechai Eliyahu, Zecher Tzadik v'Kadosh Libracha. And the Rav Mordechai Eliyahu say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu can cure Avraham immediately. Nahon, there is no question. Kol Yachol, everything he can do. No, he come to teach us. The same like I send the angel to go and to visit and to cure Avraham, you also should go and visit. You understand? So it's not a chokhmah just to go and visit. We'll see now that part of the mitzvah, there is more importance than just going and visiting. Going and visiting is one thing. There is a lot of important thing about it. Okay. So we learn the source for the mitzvah. We learn the importance of the mitzvah, what a person rewards get, and nothing get deducted from this mitzvah. But the importance of that mitzvah. So Hazal tell us a number of places in the Gemarot, especially in Masechet Sanhedrin, the Gemara speak about a sick person. We're going to bring today a lot of the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin, but the first thing that the Gemara say in Masechet Sanhedrin, in page 40, folio 1, that means מסכת סנהדרין, דף מ' עמוד א'. Listen what Hazal say. כל מי שאינו מבקר את החולה, הרי זה כאילו שופך דמים. It's a very harsh word. Listen to that. A person that does not go and visit the sick person is considered like a murderer. שופך דמים, a murderer. Hazal continue and say, on the same Gemara, מסכת סנהדרין, מ' עמוד א', דף מ' עמוד א', 40 folio 1. אמר רב say, כל המבקר את החולה, ניצול מדינה של גיהנם. Rav said that the person that go and visit the sick, when we doing Bikur Holim Rabotai, Rav said, Tana. A Tana is a person that if he's mentioned or in the Gemara or in the Mishnah, he have to be Mehayem Etim. That means that he have the power that if someone die, he can bring him back alive. So Rav was one of them. And he given us a guarantee. A person that go and visit the sick have a guarantee, lo ro'eh pnei Gehenam. That means that he will never see the face of Gehenam. We see the importance of mitzvat Bikur Holim. But that's not the end. So he said, where do we learn that? He said, look what David HaMelech say in Sefer Tehillim. David HaMelech say in Sefer Tehillim, in chapter 41, Rabotai, listen to it. If you have someone that's having operation or sick, and you want to say Perek Tehillim for his health, chapter 41. And how does it start? Ashrei maskil el dal beyom ra'a yemaleteu. So David HaMelech say, Ashrei maskil el dal. What it mean? Praise a poor person. That in a tough time, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will redeem them. Yemaleteu. When is a person on tough time? When he's sick. So he say from here that when you come and you say and you visit the sick, you're not going to see the face of Pnei Gehenam. Not only that, listen what the Gemara continue and say, מי שמבקר את החולה, a person that go and visit the sick, ניצול מיצר הרע ומייסורים. What does it mean? That the person that go and visit the sick, okay? HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes sure that the evil inclination doesn't work on him. Not only that, that he will not have misery. So from here we see the importance of mitzvat Bikur Holim, visiting a sick. How important is it? And Hazal tell us something very important. And now we're going to change Gemara. Now we're going to go to Gemara Masechet Baba Metziah. The Gemara Masechet Baba Metziah tell us something very interesting. In page 30, folio 2, דף למד עמוד ב', the Gemara tell us like this. כל המבקר את החולה, whoever visit a sick person, okay, נוטל אחת מ-60 מחוליו. That means when a person go and visit a sick, he take one of his 60 of his sickness. What it mean take? Not Haz v'Shalom we take on himself. He help him to cure. And Hazal continue in the same Gemara and say, especially if they're the same age, if the sick person and the visitor are the same age, there's no better than that. So where do we learn that? The Gemara brought us. The Gemara said. But the Gemara doesn't just tell a story. The Gemara tell us, you want to find where is the source to it? Go to Sefer Bereshit, Parashat Vayechi. In chapter 48, okay, verse 1. What does it say there? Listen what it says in the Torah. Vayomer, hine bincha ba elecha. Vayitchazek Yisrael, vayeshev al hamita. The Torah tell us that someone say to Yaakov Avinu. The Torah here tell us, doesn't say who, but Hazal explained that that was a friend that was with him. That here, your son Yosef coming to visit you. Yosef, your son, coming to visit you. What does it say immediately? Vayitchazek Israel. That means Yaakov Avinu, that his higher name on a spiritual level is Israel, got stronger. Not only that, that he have the strength to sit on a bed. So from here we learn when we go and visit a sick, what does it say there? That we take in 1/60 of his sickness. We see how important it is. Now I'm going to go back to tell us another story to understand what's happened. The Gemara bringing us a story that happened with Rabbi Akiva. We all know that Rabbi Akiva have 24,000 students, and the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin, again page 40, folio 1, Daf Mem Amud Aleph, tell us a story that Rabbi Akiva took notice that one of his students missing few days. Rabotai, remember 24,000 students. Rabbi Akiva realized that one of his students missing few days. That means that he knew each one. Not only that, everyone was important to him. When he realized that that student is missing for a few days, he decided to go and see what's wrong. Himself, he didn't take people with him. He didn't send the secretary. Rabbi Akiva bichvodo be'atzmo. 24,000 students. Gone, and he knocked on the door. You see that no one answering, he opened the door, got a permission obviously. He said, I'm coming. Opened the door, and he found his students sick on the bed. And he found that the place that he was staying the window didn't been open obviously. Everything was a shambles. Hazal said that he opened the window, he washed the floor himself, he didn't call someone else to do it. He changed his bedding, he took the sick person, he washed them and he changed them. And he dressed him up, helped him to dress up. And Hazal say in the end, what did the students say to Rabbi Akiva? Rabbi, my Rebbe, Ehyantani. That means, you given me my life back. So Hazal learned from here to teach us how important is it when we go and visit a sick person. Okay, so far we see the importance of visiting the sick. Well, what is the purpose when we go and visit the sick? Do we know what is the purpose? We just go and visit the sick. So let's see what the Rambam. The Rambam, I'm talking about the Nahmanite. The Rambam, Rabbi Moshe ben Nachman, he born 823 years ago. He born in Catalonia. Catalonia, it's in Spain. And he wrote a book that's called Torat Adam. That means the law of men. The Torah of the men. B'sha'ar hamihush. Instead of saying chapter, he called it a gate. Okay? A gate, mihush, is element. When you feel pain. Am I right? Is that the right word to say? Element? Element? Element. Am I right? Element. Okay. So in a chapter that speak about ailment, about pain, sickness, the Rambam say like this: what is the purpose of visiting the sick? He say, number one, to encourage the sick person that everything by Ezrat Hashem will be okay. That when you go to visit a sick person, you have to encourage them that everything will be okay, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will send them, please God, refuah shlema. The second reason, say the Rambam, lid'og lekol tzorchei ha'choleh. That means that you make sure that the sick person have whatever he need to have. You make sure that for all his needs that he required, you make. The third one he said, to pray and to ask mercy from the Almighty on a sick person. That we should daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and ask mercy for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. From HaKadosh Baruch Hu to cure up the sick person. The fourth one, by the way, this halacha been pasken also in the Shulchan Aruch, also the Rama bring it in the Rama and the Shulchan Aruch, he bring it in Yoreh De'ah, yes, Yoreh De'ah, Siman Shin Lamed Hey, 335, okay, Se'if Dalet. Yeah, Se'if Dalet, yes, Se'if Dalet, that's it. Okay, he bring it to halacha and that would be pasken, okay. Then, the fourth thing that we have to remember, that sometimes a sick person need nursing. So if he needs someone to nurse him, We should make sure that there is someone with him 24/7, even if we have to do shift, to sit with him, to make sure that to fulfill up what he needs, to wash them if he needs. Because usually people, after they finish hospital, they came home. There, when they need the help, we should make shift to help. So from here we see the purpose of Bikur Holim. After that come the question, how do we fulfill Bikur Holim? How do we fulfill the mitzvah? To say to go to Bikur Holim is one thing, but how do we fulfill the mitzvah of Bikur Holim? Anyone have any idea? So the number one that we say that we have to go and visit him. That means that with our body, physically. That means that if we need to go to visit a sick, he needs medicine, for example, or he needs help physically, we should help him with our body. Number two, with the soul. What it means with the soul? That we have to make sure that we davening and asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for mercy on that sick person. Number three, b'mamon. What it means mamon? With money. If he need any material help, that means to make sure that he'll have his medicine on time, to go and buy it, to make sure that he gets the best doctor. If he doesn't have money to go to a treatment, to make sure that we find enough money that he can go to the hospital, to go to see a doctor. That's b'mamon. So we see from here, body, soul, and money. If you need to help to finance, you have to help to finance. You have to make sure that the sick person will get all the treatment that he needs. Now, and with that I'm going to conclude, I would like to add up one more thing that I saw just before I came and I would like to share with you. We see that the purpose of visiting the sick, okay, so we see that we have to make sure that he have everything. But I saw the Rav Ovadia Yosef bring in Yabia Omer. And there is a question there that, in Yahweh Dat. Yahweh Dat, the book, the third book, and Siman page 83, there is a question there. Is a person can fulfill the mitzvah of Bikur Holim by phoning the sick person? Do you understand what I'm saying? There is a sick person, and I phone them. How are you? How are you feeling? I can speak to him for whatever time that I want. Do I fulfill the mitzvah of Bikur Holim? So, Rav Ovadia Yosef, Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Libracha, say that by that the person phone a sick person, he fulfilled the mitzvah of Bikur Holim. Now becomes a question. A person can't go by himself. He can't go and visit for some reason. He can't drive, or he's not feeling well to drive on that day. Can he send someone else instead of him to visit the sick person? And that considered for him is a mitzvah to visit the sick. Do you understand the question? Yeah. What would you say?
Yes.
Huh? Shutaf la mitzvah. So Rami say is a partner to that mitzvah. Any other idea? Sorry, Mesh? You agree with him? Yeah. Okay, so Rami is right. Rami always right. So let me explain to you how's Rami right. We have a say, Shlucho shel Adam kemoto. That means the messenger of a person is like him himself. By that I send someone else to visit him, and I make sure that he's going to visit him, to make sure that he's well, I fulfill the mitzvah.
It's a community responsibility.
Sorry?
It's a community responsibility if you involve other people to help.
Obviously, but sometimes the person that you send not necessarily know him.
But the person that you send also fulfilled the mitzvah.
He fulfilled the mitzvah, yes. But I supposed to go and fulfill the mitzvah. Now, not only that, the main idea to go and fulfill a mitzvah, we should always go with someone else, with at least two people. Why? Because there is three people, it's like a hazaka, to help him, to encourage him. You understand? Now, the very important thing that I would like to conclude and today is not so bad, but in the olden days, and Rabota, that's very important, the time that we go and visit the sick. It's very important when we should go and visit the sick. It's very, very important. And why am I so making such a big thing about it? Because the Gemara tells us something very important. The Gemara in Masechet Nedarim, page 40, folio 1, tells us something very important. And that's what the Gemara said, been brought by the Rambam and to Shulchan Aruch, also been pasken as halacha, in Yoreh De'ah, Shin Lamed Hey, Saif Daled, like we brought before, like this. אין מבקרים את החולה בשלוש שעות ראשונות ולא בשלוש שעות אחרונות של היום. What does it mean? That we should not go and visit a sick person on the first 3 hours of the day and not on the last 3 hours of the night. Why? Why is it? Why is it so important? So Hazal explained, because usually most of the pain, when is people feeling the most sick? At night. Suddenly all the pain, the agony, everything come at night. And in the early morning, because he doesn't feel well. So when we go and visit a sick person, obviously today in a hospital we have a visiting hours. But there is some some places that there is no visiting hours. You can come anytime. So Rabota, it's very important to remember those hours. Give the sick person a time to wake up, to understand what's cooking on, and only then we'll go and visit him. So not in the first 3 hours of the day and not the last 3 hours of the day. And Be'ezrat Hashem, if we fulfill this mitzvah, and we'll do Bikur Holim, and we'll understand, now that we understand a little bit about the importance of mitzvat Bikur Holim, we take it seriously. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have mercy on us, and will have mercy on all the sick people, all the Jewish people all over the world. And He will send us Mashiach Tzidkenu B'mera B'Yamenu. And not only that He send them, once that He send them, there is no more sickness in the world. Everyone will be well. Amen. Ken Yiratzon.